Hey there YouTube, it's Paulus here once again. Today I'm going to be diving into a guitarist study. This is a new series I'm starting for YouTube in which I study guitar players and kind of share with you guys what I've learned about them over the years. So today we're going to be starting off with one of my absolute favorite guitar players ever, Michael Romeo from Symphony X. Michael Romeo is one of the most underrated guitar players that this current guitar generation doesn't know about. He himself is a legend, and his band Symphony X has been releasing extraordinary progressive metal music for the last 25 years, a quarter of a century of Symphony X. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the reasons why you as a listener or a musician should learn some Symphony X stuff. So let's start at a random spot, right in the middle of their discography. Inferno, Unleash the Fire, from the album The Odyssey. This song is a great microcosm of what makes Michael Romeo's playing so special, because it isn't just about him, it's actually about the whole band and how they seem to work together as a unit. It starts off with alternate picking, a pedaled tone, a musical run of a scale that kind of twists the time signature that you expect it to be in. Then, sudden bridge, and after that, a note that leaves you hanging and not sure where you're going to be landing. A dive bomb, a simple 80s trope, usually cringy and uninteresting, this time used to bring you into the next part, a super heavy grooved riff. And folks, that's just like the first minute or so. Apart from being a technical masterclass, Inferno has dynamic and flow to it. It's a song after all, despite the fretboard gymnastics. And yes, I do mean gymnastics. The parts require one to jump from one end of the fretboard to the other with poise and power and precision. Inferno, of course, is itself a crucible of technique and of musicianship. It's a daring and enchanting song that, even after all these years, still snares my ears right back to it and always makes me want to listen to the whole thing through. From the chord changes to the time signature riffing and the way that it explores dynamicism in a musical context, it's fantastic. I still really love this song. So the song Inferno is a part of the record The Odyssey, which is an album riddled with these kinds of magical moments, musically speaking. But before I get ahead of myself, there's one thing I haven't touched on. That is the Inferno guitar solo. From tapped arpeggios to dive bombs and slick runs, it also serves as a bridge for the keyboard player to solo as well. This is a songwriting masterclass for anyone who has wanted to study cramming solos into their music and keeping it refreshing. I implore you, if you're a guitar player watching this video, to learn a couple of the riffs from this song. The satisfaction and catchiness of it is wonderful, coupled with those challenges when it comes to time signatures and just overall alternate picking. Now, I've only spoken about one song so far. Imagine how much more deeply we can go. So let's talk about another one, Paradise Lost. It starts off with an odd time signature, as if to quell the listener into thinking this is not your standard ballad. No, this song is a deep well of melody, harmony, chord lifts, and sheer musical bliss. From the soft introduction to the marvelous rising action, from the balance between chords and solos, the song pummels one's heartstrings with hope and despair at the same time. It takes you on a journey that one does not experience very often with Symphony X, one that has definitely made me weep with joy. The final rising action of this song has contributed to me overcoming a lot of difficult things in my life is just a reminder of the power of music, just for you guys to understand that. This song in particular definitely deserves a study to go bar by bar to understand the complexities and the depth of how they've structured and produced this song. It's so beautiful and complex that it would require and kind of demands that kind of time. However, to shift gears now, onto another heavy one, Domination. It starts familiarly like Inferno, borrowing the same scalular kind of introduction, but the transitions are more harder hitting, more vicious and with anger. The rage in Russell Allen's voice is palpable, just as the guitar tone on this record sounds like a planet being scorched by a solar entity partially made of sonic fire. The chorus of the song is remarkably catchy, and the verse has this head bob worthy odd time signature feel to it, but the solo, man, the solo. I've tried for years to learn this solo and it still gets me. It's as if I can't play it quietly, like I need to turn up the speakers just to be able to get that same thickness and power out of it. Basically, it always pushes me to play like I mean it. Every single note is satisfying. And that kind of encapsulates what I've learned from Michael Romeo's playing after all these years studying his music. The man has an uncanny knack for selecting the Goldilocks notes, as I like to call them. Even if there's a chord change that leaves one feeling uneasy, it is followed immediately and contrasted by a very satisfying, relaxing, tension-releasing kind of chord or note. Now, if this short video hasn't already convinced you to go and check out some of Symphony X's music, maybe this will. I've been playing guitar for 15 years, and I'm still discovering things inside of their discography that I'm learning and digesting. And here's what I've learned so far. Finally, to say that I've skipped a couple of songs would be an understatement. Songs like Egypt, Divine Wings of Tragedy, Sea of Lies, Evolution, the list goes on. I've given you plenty to dive into and hopefully have inspired you to explore even more. Go listen to some Symphony X. They're incredible. They're going on a North American tour for their 25th anniversary, and I fully plan on going to the Vancouver show. Thanks for watching this video. It was a labor of love and joy, an appreciation for one of my absolute favorite musicians and bands of all time. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy. Subscribe and click the bell icon so that you can get served my next video as soon as it drops. And as always, if you've enjoyed this video, let me know in the comment box down below. I always appreciate constructive feedback. All the best from yours truly, YouTube. Cheers.